Congressman Dan Bishop from House Judiciary. It's great to have you back on, Congressman. First, I want you to listen to this. Democrats are ramping up the rhetoric, ramping up the fear-mongering, saying that democracy will collapse, elections will fall apart if they don't get their spending through and if they don't get reelected. Let's watch this. Watch.
I'm worried that if Republicans win in the midterm elections, that voting as we know it in this country will be gone. If they are able to win the House, the damage they could do, to permanently make it difficult to vote and just alter the way that we participate in a democratic process could be irreversible. And so this may not be, as I said, this is not only the most important election. If we don't get it right, it could be the last election.
Then I think we do have to put the legislation up for a vote. And the people that are opposing that, whether it's senators or anyone else in the country, have to think about how they're going to respond when we do not have a democracy because of some ephemeral notion of bipartisanship.
Congressman, what's your reaction to that? Is it as dire as they're saying?
Liz, it's good to be with you. I think we're seeing maybe the worst case of political desperation ever witnessed. Look at where the Democrats are. As you said, 25 retirements now announced for next cycle. Their legislative program and the Build Back Better centerpiece is dead. 60% of people say Biden's mishandling the economy. Inflation's the worst in 40 years. He said he was going to shut down the virus. That's turned out to be empty rhetoric. Things just haven't gone well. And they know what's getting ready to happen. The American people are getting ready to make a change.
So we also are hearing that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's staff, that they are now leaving too, as reports come in that she will retire after the midterms. Have we seen 25 members of any party leaving so much at once? I mean, set aside the parties. Seriously, how bad is it in the Democrat Party right now? I want to put aside that you're a Republican. I want to go right down the middle here. How bad is it for the Democrats inside their party?
It's early, Liz, and that's a big number. I couldn't put for you historically exactly what that number it turns out to be by comparison to prior years at this stage of the cycle. But it's early. It's a large number. And everyone knows what is on the way to happening. And you listen to Swalwell. I mean, he's just so ridiculous. They say now if they can't federalize all elections in this radical law they want to pass, we'll never have another election. It's just gotten to the level of kind of a ridiculousness or a silliness season. They are desperate. And it's a good sign. November can't come fast enough, as far as I'm concerned. We need to get past sort of the craziness, and let's turn the country back, the policy of the country back to making it easier for people to pursue prosperity and security.
We're hearing from D.C. sources that the fact that you have 25 Democrats now leaving the House, that's effectively a referendum on how Speaker Pelosi mishandled her position, bullying the moderates, shutting down the centrists, right? I mean, you had Chris Van Hollen, Rahm Emanuel, Kirsten Gillibrand running out of the House toward the Senate, right? And, we had The Economist magazine a few years ago saying, enough already, Nancy, that you built a sclerotic patronage system that became really calcified, and you shut down the middle, moderate wing of your party. So is that, where are the moderates in the Democrat Party? Go ahead, final word.
There are almost none, and that's exactly right. And the Democrats responded to the earlier development in Virginia this year with Youngkin's big victory there by being more radical than ever. That's the course they've chosen, and you can see in the numbers, you can see in the retirements, they know what the result is going to be. Americans don't want radical leftism in their government.